Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Unfiltered Truth. I am your host, Phil Robinson. With me is Phil Jones, who's stuck right now off in space. He'll probably catch up with us in a second, as soon as the Wi-Fi connects. With us today, our featured guest, Raiders digital reporter, Mr. Levi Edwards. Mr. Edwards, how are you today, sir?
I'm doing good, man. Almost Friday, so got to feel good about a almost Friday.
Nah, most definitely, most definitely. So there's been a lot going on in this particular off season, and a lot that's I'd love to ask you, but I can't. So we'll stick with what I can. So the first order of business are the three main hires with Dave Ziegler, Josh McDaniels, and Champ Kelly. Let's just start with that. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, when it comes down to it, you want to get somebody who is a winner, who comes from a winning organization, who comes from a winning background. You know, it's always kind of tricky when you bring in people that have the potential to win or have the possibility to win. But the Raiders went out and they hired guys who are winners. Josh McDaniels has 6 Super Bowl trophies. Ziegler had 3. They built a really good thing in New England, and so when it comes down to it, I'm really excited about that. As for Champ Kelly, he did some great things in Chicago with the guys that he brought in, with some trades that was orchestrated, and really just kind of like building up people throughout the scouting department. So really, I'm just glad that the hires that were made were very high productive people that have results. That's the biggest thing within really any industry of any kind, not just football, is you need results. And we got some guys that are coming in with results.
Absolutely. And so you are a lucky man. And when I say by lucky, when I first started covering the Raiders, it was in 2016. So I too was lucky enough to see the first playoff run pretty early in my career. But as a digital reporter, what was it like for this particular season with all the ups and downs and for it to get to where it got to?
A running joke that we have throughout the office is, this is going to be a 30 for 30. So, get ready for your interview, get ready for what you're going to say when they reach out to you and you have to talk. So, really, it's been a crazy season, but it really just shows how resilient, and that's the word that has come up the most frequently throughout the season is resiliency. And this team has been extremely resilient. They battled, they got to heights that people didn't even think that they would get to after everything that had went down with the situations that were on their table. So, of course, it would have been great to get a little further in the playoffs. You don't play this game to get to the playoffs. You play this game to get, win a Super Bowl or get to a Super Bowl. But with everything that was on the table from a circumstance perspective, I really do truly believe that this team pulling out 10 wins, 4 straight to get to the playoffs, and then fight in battle, with a team that is now about to play in the Super Bowl, be 1 play, 2 plays away from potentially beating them. You have to say to yourself, this was a successful season.
No, I 100% agree with you, and that's what has made me so optimistic about the path that they've taken moving forward. I really felt like this team just gave it all they had and showed you the depth of its character. When the hour was darkest, they shined and persevered and went out there and delivered something that nobody thought was possible. And so that really truly is a testament to the Raider spirit and the fire that burns brightest, the desire to win. But and so with that, we recently just saw the Pro Bowl, and you covered the Pro Bowl. So what was Pro Bowl practice like, leading all the way up to the game, and ultimately we saw how that worked out for Max and for Hunter.
Really, it's really cool just because you kind of get to see guys in their element. You get to see guys like relaxed and just having fun, and you kind of get starstruck a little bit because you see guys that you admire for their talents and their abilities and what they're able to do on the field, and you just kind of see them, first and front hand in person, and it's awesome just because after being a reporter and after my duties, I'm still a fan of this game and I'm still a fan of this league. And so it's just great, when you're just chilling at Pro Bowl practice, and you see guys like Myles Garrett, you see guys like Najee Harris, being a big Alabama guy, seeing guys like that. TJ Watt walking past you. Patrick Mahomes is over here diming to offensive linemen, on routes. Like that's pretty fun. So like it was a cool atmosphere, and it was just cool to see everybody lay back and just enjoy the fruits of their labor, as you will.
And so, what was it like to see the hometown crowd dominate and put out the type of effort that they did? And what were you hearing some of the other players saying about our guys?
Well, really, it's one of those things where I wasn't surprised. I knew the hometown would come out and they would play a huge factor in Pro Bowl, of course, because it's in this city, and I feel like over the past 6 to 7 months, this city has gotten behind this team like no other, and it's just so great to see a team just 2 seasons in, they come in and now like it's one of those things where when they first got to Las Vegas, they had to fight the challenge of, okay, well, Oakland fans are going to follow or the Cali fans going to follow, stuff like that. And you kind of worry about that. But now, it's always great to still have the Oakland fans, always great for Oakland to come out. But at the same time, this is Las Vegas's team now. And I feel like the last two home games against the Chargers and the Broncos solidified that to me. And the Pro Bowl experience solidified this to me with just the way that they just roared for Max Crosby, the way they roared for Denzel and Renfro when they were introduced during the lineups. Like this is Las Vegas's team now, and it's just so exciting to just see it on a national scale.
No, it really is. Phil, did you have something to add?
No, man. Look, my brain still boggles from Mobile, bro.
Who is who's the most impressive guy you saw in the Senior Bowl?
Oh man, well, for starters, I gotta give a shout out to my boy from the DMV, Zion Johnson, old lineman from Boston College. He had a solid week. He had a good Senior Bowl. But you know me, the one that stuck out the most, and I think that could be a guy that we could add to this offense for Josh McDaniels, is wide receiver from South Alabama, Jalen Tolbert. That boy was like, give me that ball. Give me that ball. I was like, y'all had me talking like Coach Farm down there. I'm like, there ain't no doubt. Who that? Who is that? This kid was everywhere. Any way he could get his chance on the ball, he got it. Hell of a player. He worked hard out there, and he put in extra work on the side as well. So that kind of work mentality, saying like, I know I can do a little bit more to improve my game, that can carry over when he gets into the professionals. I can't wait to see him.
Well, first, I gotta give love to Zion too, because my mom, she's BC alum, so I'm always gonna show love for the Eagles. That boy Jalen Tolbert, I knew about him for a minute because, of course, before I came here, I was a reporter in Mobile. Okay. So I had known about him for a while when he was still kind of under the radar. So then once I started seeing his name circulate, it made me happy because it's kind of like, South Alabama was, when I was there covering Mobile, they were not the greatest football team. Still not really the greatest football team.
They coming along.
So it's nice to see Jalen get some shine. The thing that's so crazy is that the Raiders, when it comes to draft needs, of course, getting another receiver to, another weapon for Derek Carr, that's so important. And it's just kind of like, I look at all these guys that we can take in the first round, all these elite receivers that, could potentially be at that 22nd. But then as I continuously further evaluate, this might be one of the deepest receiver classes that I've seen in a while.
Yeah,
So,
I mean,
and that's coming off of, that's coming off of Devontae Smith, Waddle, and Chase last year. And I feel like this class has the potential to be just as deep. So literally the Raiders could probably pass on the receiver in the first round. Go after somebody.
One in the third or second.
Get one in the second or the third, like Tolbert or Pickens or a guy like that. Mechie slides. because of his injury, he slides to the second. You're still getting guys that have the potential to be wide receiver.
Imagine being able to grab a guy like Calvin Austin the third in about the third round.
You're talking about out of Memphis?
Yes.
He's a stud.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Man. But for the O lineman, Johnson and Andrew Stuber. Stuber, in a way, he kind of he got a little nasty streak to him too. They didn't really show it as much. That's someone you could grab. I know, like, we got some pieces we may need to fill in with this O line just to like solidify it, make it stronger. Because I have a strong feeling. It was something that I caught with Ziegler during his press conference. You're gonna have guys really in their normal position. Now, as I recall, with a guy like Alex Leatherwood, he had always been comfortable with playing on the left side, and that was what he majority played going back in college. So, yeah, we know he played left tackle. And yes, we know that we have Colton Miller, but I know there was a few times he played left guard. So probably slide him over. Could get a guy like Andrew Stuber in there at right guard. Have a big, nasty O-line that's just plowing over people. That's good for Jacobs and Drake.
I think the one offensive lineman that I saw that really impressed me, and he's kind of, he was under the radar, but now after the Senior Bowl, his stock blowing up is Trevor Penning out of UNI. He looked dominant. He looked strong. He had good footwork. He seems like a kind of guy that, could be kind of like a Colton Miller 2.0, maybe put him on the right side. Who knows? I mean, the Raiders still have a very productive right tackle in Brandon Parker, or, whatever they want to decide with this new regime. But yeah. I definitely like Penning at 22.
Have you seen Penning's brother?
I have not. Brother?
Oh, when I was leaving out that that evening, I ran into him. He's massive. He looked like he eat people.
Like, I was say because Trevor Penning is already like 6'7", 330.
I think they're about the same height in size.
So you're saying they clones?
Yes. I was like, Jesus.
It's that corn diet. That corn fan.
For that grocery bill.
I would diet.
That grocery bill is a menace.
I'll say, that's rough. That's rough. So Pop's got to be a big dude too.
I was like, why are you so big? Who'd you eat? Or what did you eat?
Said how? What did my parents not give me?
Cow, didn't you?
To be that big. But to bring it full circle though, so yeah, there was a guy who's been a little under the radar that they could be able to get later, and that was Abram Lucas from Washington State. I watched him all his practice sessions, and he just looked to be real smooth, real solid. The kind of lineman that you don't ever think about, but you don't, and that's because you don't notice them. Which is a good thing when you're talking about offensive linemen.
Most definitely. Yeah. I've seen a little bit of film on them, and Washington State, they always have a sleeper good program, despite the controversy that they had to kind of face this past season. But yeah, I definitely think that would also be a really good option as well.
No doubt. I'll switch gears up on you real quick because there's only so much that you can talk about. But is MJF the greatest heel in wrestling right now?
Yes, absolutely. And in terms of being like a real heel, because the thing about it is, technically, if you ask me, like, honestly, Roman Reigns is the best heel in the industry right now, but people still like him. You know what I mean? Like, he's kind of like, he's just very, like, he's a very likable heel, and people have wanted him to be like that for so long. So it's almost not even like he's like a real, Like when it comes to like when I think like when it comes to being like a real heel, like someone like you just genuinely do not like he is the best. He's
Yeah.
right now kind of like on that level like Miz was on a couple of years ago. Like he's like legit. Like you just don't like him. And it's almost I appreciate the work that he puts in for sure.
Oh, absolutely. That type of craft, that type of craftsmanship takes years to perfect, and the way that he's doing it is just next level. It's not even next level. It's like a throwback, but still so much better than
Throwback.
at the throwback. It's like if you had taken him out and put him in the Attitude Era, he'd fit right in without skipping a beat and would still hang with the heavyweights.
That's the big thing for me is the commitment where even when he does outside appearances, even when he's doing outside interviews, he stays in character. And
Yes,
that's what I appreciate to where it's like, you stay in character. You're really trying to make people think that you like this all the time. And
right.
he could be, you don't know. But like someone that like he basically is the character that he's playing. He is like he's transcended into what he's trying to portray. He's not trying to act like who he is. He is who he is. And that's why I personally enjoy his work.
So we're talking about MJF from AEW Raider Q. So now I know you've probably seen the Ric Flair woo off with old boy. So at what point do we get the chance to see MJF and the Miz square off in a promo?
I don't think you'll see it. I think Miz is WWE for life. I think he's happy with what he's doing. He's got his own reality show now. He just kind of comes in, does appearances, gets paid. I think he's pretty set in what he's doing. I don't think he's gonna try to mess anything up. I mean, there's never say never in the industry, as they always say. If anything, it would probably be MGF leaving AEW to go battle with him over there. He because AEW, I love the product that they're trying to put out, and competition never hurt anyone. But when it comes down to it, just from a monetary standpoint, they're still WWE is still top dog. So once you make it there, that's the pin ultimate. And we just gotta wait and see. AEW, they could turn to like a little WCW and really put people in notice. You don't never know, but you just gotta wait and see.
Now, I had heard a rumor that, and I don't know if I've been able to confirm at any other place, that Shane actually left WWE and signed a contract with AEW.
Hmm.
I read something that he left, but I don't know if he'd signed a contract over there. That
I
would be
don't know
kind
if
of
he
that
could sign
would
it.
be
I don't know if
crazy.
he could sign. Yeah, I don't know if he could sign it that fast anyway, because they got everybody on those 90-day wait time contracts.
Yeah, especially I mean, like, and even how upset he could be with the company or his father or whatever. Like, I mean, that's still blood. So it'd be
Right.
really interesting to see if that actually did happen. But I highly doubt that it would. But I do know and have read that it has left because of some disagreements as of recent.
Yeah, it looks like Vince is flexing his muscle and a lot of taking a lot of retreads and going with a lot of angles that he's cooked up for a while. And you can look at it and see it's a recycled version of some stuff you've already seen. And ultimately, a lot of it is, but it's just not quite having the same pop that it used to.
Yeah, no, I caught a little bit of the Royal Rumble. I was just kind of like skipping through it. I believe that was wasn't that on the championship games, the conference championship games, the same
Yeah, I believe
Sunday?
so. Yeah.
No, no, actually the Rumble was on Saturday, and
Yeah.
then the games were that next day. But I remember just kind of watching a little bit of it, and as soon as Roman retained, I knew exactly how the rest of the pay per view was going to go. The way that everything went down, I like predicted in my mind. I knew exactly the way it was going to be laid out with him interfering, costing Lesnar championship, and then him re-entering into the Royal Rumble and winning it. So the
Mhm.
fact that just me as a casual fan uh, was able to just guess the way that it was going to go that way, there's a problem. I'd say it like that. Not saying that there's anything wrong with the way that it went down, but the unpredictability is gone. It really is.
Yeah, it's not what it used to be, and it's sad because they still had a top talent. The talent that they have there is still better than any place else you'll find because they've had it pretty much, like you said, it's pretty much been the WWE and then everybody else. I like the direction that AEW is going. I think that they need more television time more than anything. And their problem, they're going to find an interesting problem, which is trying to make sense of an overcrowded roster. It was one thing when everybody was getting work because they were all grassroots and coming up. But as you've taken on superior talent from other places, you're fighting for TV time, and they do work in the dark match angle, and it's cool for YouTube, but there's there's revenue opportunities that they're not capitalizing on.
Most agreed, because now you have the talent that just been getting recently with they took all of Undisputed Era, and now they had like Keith Lee come in,
Mm-hmm.
and these are guys that were NXT champions. And so now they're going to take TV time for the guys that they're the indie darlings that you just hired, and so now they're probably going to push them back down, further down the card or out of the company. So it's just whether it doesn't matter, what company or promotion you're in, there's only so much food. So you have to try to just get as much off the plate as you can. But there's never going to be enough food to feed everybody. That's just how it is. It doesn't matter if you're WWE, AEW, Ring of Honor, New Japan, whatever. You just got to take what you can off the plate, or you're going to be left starving.
No, that's real. That's real. So I've seen that this match was supposed to happen a few times, and even if it is, I mean, it's just a way to continue to put Roman Reigns over. Because at this point, what good does it do to bring The Rock out of retirement to lose? I mean, it's just to put Roman over the top. Um, I want to watch it? I mean, yeah, I would love to watch it because I think that it would be an outstanding match, and it would be cool, and there would probably be some family implications for them, which would truly make it a spectacular match above and beyond, not just something for all of us to see in terms of the product that they put on as their craft, but truly in terms of carrying on family legacy and all that. That would make it that much more special for them, which would make it an even better matchup for us. Now, this is the easiest answer going on in the galaxy. Actually, I thought it was going to happen this week. I expect that this turn should happen probably within the next 2 or 3 weeks. They've been building on it for a while. But other than that, we've come up on about 25 minutes. That's pretty much all I got for you, Levi. I know you're a busy man. Anything that you want to share that I did not ask you?
Really, right now I'm just looking. I'm full steam ahead, looking towards the combine, looking towards the draft. Of course, we're in the off season, so I'm just trying to take every day at a time. Try to always, find new ways to get better in my writing, and also try to find new ways to give you guys more content. And I'm just gonna keep doing that. And so just stay tuned. Come early March and late April. That time between there is all going to be draft. It's all going to be, a lot of scouting. And I'm really excited to, see how this new regime under McDaniels and Ziegler and Champ Kelly, how they're going to come together and put together the best roster possible, especially since this isn't a rebuild. This is a reload. You're taking a team that's 10 wins, went to the playoffs, and you're trying to figure out, okay, how to make it, how to take it that next step. So I don't foresee anything in terms of, trying to strip down what was there and build up something new. I think it's just trying to take what you already have and then just kind of raise the bar. So it's going to be a real fun time. This is going to be, for any Raider fans out there, this is a good time. Maybe some of the best times that you've probably had in the past 20 years. So be happy, be proud to be a Raiders fan right now, because I feel like it's only going to go up from here.
That's all you can really do. Now, I need to ask you something. Since you've been in the South Alabama area, what you know about Poindexter, bruh?
Poindexter?
Yes.
Is that like a city?
No, it's like one of the food spots they had down there.
Oh, okay. You
By
talking
the
about
college.
in Mobile or just in general?
In Mobile.
Okay, well, to be honest with you, I didn't really eat that much like near because USA, that's like right off of like airport, and
Yeah.
airport was like about 15, 20 minutes away from like where I lived. And so I was like in Midtown Mobile. So I really didn't mess around over there too much. But when I did get some spots, you got some really good spots in downtown Mobile. You have, for starters, you have the German bar, Loaded Beer Garden in downtown. That
Yeah.
place is fire. You have another place in downtown that's fire. I can't remember what the name of it is. And it's probably gonna come to me once this podcast is over, to be honest with you.
That's usually how it goes.
Mary's Southern
Soon as we
Cooking.
get off, yeah.
Mary's Southern Cooking, fire. That's in
Okay,
Midtown.
yeah,
That's a good three meat place. If you like chicken tenders, there's a place over there called Fusakli's. They what else you got?
Yo, so the
You have
spot
a
we went over to Ralph and Keiko's.
Ralph and Keiko's is that's fire.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Yes.
I went there one time for a coworker event. It was like a work event. I had them one time. It's kind of near the bay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what's crazy? Another thing about Ralph and Keiko's, back when I was in Mobile, I covered a story about someone getting shot in that parking lot because it was like a dispute that it went wrong because like it was like two parents who like were trying to like not dump off the kid, but like how when you're divorced parents, you have to kind of like hand off the child, and then it went astray, and then someone ended up getting shot. That's kind of like what I think about when somebody mentions Ralph and Keiko's.
Yeah.
But
hey, look, the gumbo. I had gumbo there.
Right?
The gumbo was good. It was on point. And Coach O making his presence down there, that just made it even better, bro.
Oh yeah.
Like being able to have like a good 30-minute, 45-minute conversation with him and all, that was by far the best. And people still ask, how did you comprehend what he was saying?
I'm literally about to, because there's a wing spot that was right down the street from me, and it was like some of the best wings I ever had in my life, like A1.
Really?
I'm trying to think.
I mean, I'll never find myself in Mobile, but if in case I am, I gotta find the. Shut up, Tony. Those weren't fire wings over here trying to talk to them DJ Khaled wings. Some of the saddest looking wings I've seen in a while. Look like the what's it called, the Tony's wings or whatever that you get, the oven fried wings that you got to bake.
Wild Wing Station. That's what it's called.
Wing Station.
Wild Wing Station.
A1. So yeah.
Okay.
That was my go-to spot. That and Mary's Southern Cooking, and just basic fast food places and places downtown. But yeah, really good food city. I love Vegas, and I will take Vegas, 7 out of 7 days of the week. But the one thing that I do miss about Mobile is the food.
So you missed them gator nuggets, didn't you?
I never had gator nuggets. I'm not that country, bro.
Yo.
Get him!
Get him!
Don't let him get away with that, Levi. Don't let him get away with that over here trying to call you country like that.
Hey, look.
I experienced.
I'm not.
I heard Gator's fire though. I heard Gator's good. So
I actually tried some Gator nuggets. They're not bad.
Yeah. I heard Gator's pretty. No lie. Me and my coworkers were talking about this like 2 days ago. We were talking about like what's the most exotic meat that you had, and right, I'm like on a really basic level of exotic meat. I'm like on duck and bison. Like that's the furthest I've gone. I haven't reached like gator.
Yeah,
I haven't
bison.
gone.
That's just good.
Yeah, I haven't gone to the gator and the snake. I haven't been in that territory yet, so we'll see.
Spicy chicken, gator is good. I had the frog legs was interesting. I probably didn't cook it right, but it still was interesting. That
Mm-mm.
was
Mm-mm.
strange, but I'm not gonna lie
No,
about that.
that was another funny thing. Pro Bowl. They had like some pork rinds in the press box, and everybody lost their mind. They never knew what it was, and they were like, "Oh, have you had the chips in the press box yet?" And I went over there, and they were like some pork rinds. I was like, "Are you serious? Like y'all over here going off on some pork rinds? Like, this is what my dad used to get from the gas station on road trips." And I just thought that was funny.
Hold on. They act like they never had pork rinds before.
They weren't even calling the pork rinds. They were like, "Hey, have you had these chips?" And I went over to see what chips they were talking about, and it was pork rinds.
Wow. So now, was it just regular old pork rinds, or was it the chicharrones with the actual meat on them?
It was regular pork rinds. They were
Regular old
fire
pork
though,
rinds.
because the chef or whoever made them, they splashed some salt and vinegar on them.
Oh shit!
So
Right.
salt and vinegar with some Cajun. They were good. Like I'm not gonna lie. I'm just saying that it's.
I mean, like it's pork rind. I mean, like this is the joint where I can go to the BP gas station and grab a bag of them bad boys.
They were a little more exquisite than that, but yes, 100%. So they were hooping and hollering over that.
Hey, that pulled pork over in Mobile. Somebody said they had a bad experience.
Oh man! Oh, see,
like
you can't even see.
It looked like it can't.
Able to bring up the picture. You got to bring up the picture to bring up that.
No.
Did all the what's the opposite of justice? I mean, when you see something that is just terrible and you want to say it's a picture, yeah, injustice is what it was.
Injustice.
Yeah, because that picture, that dry ass pulled pork was just like, oh my lord. That's the money back. I got to ask for my money back stuff right there.
You know what's funny is
what's
you
that?
guys have been to Texas before, right?
Yeah, I have. I don't know if Jones has.
Oh, you said been to Texas?
Texas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of it's like a big gas station? It's called Buc-ee's.
I've heard of that, yeah.
It's been a while since I've been to Texas, but yeah.
They're based out of Texas, but they put a Buc-ee's in Mobile, and it's like on your way to the beach, on your way to like Gulf Shores. So it's about like 25 minutes outside of Mobile, kind of like in Foley, Alabama, I believe. And it's a huge gas station, like 200 pumps, like grocery store, everything. And they also have like a grill in there. And I would say that pulled pork from Buc-ee's is the best pulled pork I had. Probably not even just in Mobile, but maybe best pulled pork of my life from Buc-ee's. Wow. Buc-ee's going to the beach in Mobile.
So Buc-ee's going to the beach in Mobile.
Yes.
Man, if I can hurry up and show this to you, you're gonna be like, what in God's name is this atrocity? You probably call the cops right now, bro. Because when I saw it, I was like, hold on, what is this?
So my man Kenneth Berry, it was his pulled pork right here that Phil is trying to pull up for you. And when he showed the picture on Twitter, it was disheartening to say the least. Somebody y'all gonna have to be able to pull that up.
Oh, I'm doing it right now.
We done sold it now. Now he's
I'm going all in.
He didn't take a sip of his water, pulled the chair up. He's ready.
I told you. I promise you. I'm about to pull it up. Because when I looked at it, I was like, what is that? I thought it was a dead body.
I don't know if I want to see this anymore. I don't know if I'm ready.
Got to get emotionally ready.
Everybody in Raider Nation saw it. You guys see it. You got to embrace it.
Okay.
Embrace it.
You got to embrace it.
Bro, how long is it gonna take you to pull that up?
Yeah, I just pulled it. I'm just downloading it. I pulled it out of my drive. Gosh. You're a bully. You know that? I'm gonna call your mom on you. You know that?
Call my mom.
She'll be like, "What's your problem, boy?"
Mm.
All right, let's pull it up.
Where's the Jeopardy music when you need it?
You know what? All right. Cut it out. Yeah, here we go. You see the disrespect I deal with, Levi?
I'm just trying to. Just tell me when I compete, because I'm not even.
Whoa.
Levi, you good now?
That is very, very dry, my friend.
Yo, I was like, yo, who sold you this? This man was like, he said that pulled pork hurt my spirit as a black man.
That is very dry. But no, I don't even see a lick of barbecue on that either.
Like, bro, it was like dehydrated. It was like it had no life to it. That
looked like
shit
deep
looked like
roadkill is what that looks like.
yes!
I think you about one raisin away from thinking that somebody scooped a dead animal off the highway.
Like I really want to send this. I really want to send this to like Gordon Ramsay. I want to send this to him. No, fuck, I'm gonna tag him in it. Okay.
No, don't do that. Now, what were you saying, Levi? I didn't get a chance to hear you.
I just said that pulled pork needs some Pedialyte. But
that pulled pork need the hand of God.
All right, Levi. I'm gonna let you get out of here before this fully gets off the rails and taints your saintly image of us.
Oh, no doubt, man. It was good talking to you guys. Just always stay tuned. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah, most definitely, bro.
Thank you. Once again, everybody, this is Raiders digital reporter Levi Edwards at the Levi Edwards on Twitter. Follow him, turn on your notifications, hang on his every word, read his articles, everything to help my man's out. And that's, as you know, I'm Phil Robinson. That's Phil Jones. We are the Unfiltered Truth. All of y'all, God bless and take care.